What's going on, everybody? It's the Halfback here, and welcome to a very special episode of my Rising Above Adversity AFC Bournemouth save. It is episode number 9, and it is the playoffs. Of course, if you didn't manage to catch the last episode, I'll put a link in the description for you. Please go and check out that last episode, of course, before I throw out any spoilers on that one. But if you did manage to see that episode, you would know that we ended the championship regular season in dramatic fashion as we managed to secure our playoff spot via the help of Reading, who managed to snatch a last gasp. I think it was the 91st minute equaliser against Derby, which meant we made it into the playoffs at Derby's expense. It really was incredible stuff, you know, to get in this position for a last minute goal. But we're here. We've got the first leg against Fulham, which I will bring you today. I will also bring you the second leg of the playoff semi-final. So I don't want to waste any more time. Obviously, only a few days in between these two games. I mean, the last game of the championship and this game. So there's really not much to talk about in terms of news and whatnot to bring you, sorry. So this is the team. Well, we've got Tommy Elphick out injured, actually. He picked up an injury in training, so he's not going to be able to feature in this first leg. We'll bring in Danny Wilson, who is more than capable of coming into the centre-back spot, and we'll draft Elliot Ward onto the bench. But apart from that, this is going to be the team for today. We've got Artur Boruc in goal, back four of Simon Francis, Steve Cook, Danny Wilson and Charlie Daniels, Harry Arter and Andrew Sermon in the middle, Ryan Fraser on the right wing, Matt Ritchie returning to the side as a shadow striker, Jacob Murphy also coming back into the team after a long lengthy layoff through injury on the left wing, and obviously the sensational Callum Wilson up front. 33 goals this season, just after he really struggled at the start. I mean, I showed you, right, if you go back to the first couple of episodes, Callum Wilson really struggled in our team, but he's found his feet, definitely. But I'm going to go with a control mentality for this one. I mean, for much of the season I've been playing on attacking, but for such a crucial game, just going to be slightly more cautious. I mean, we are the home team in the first leg, so I do want us to kind of take the initiative and really put our stamp on this tie, but I kind of don't want us to be too gung-ho and, you know, too adventurous. You know, it is only the first leg, and of course Fulham beat us 4-2 at home earlier in the season, so they are a side that we know can cause us a lot of problems. But they seem to be lining up with a kind of slightly defensive system. They've got the 4-1-4-1 formation set up there with the, you know, the wingers pushed back and the defensive midfielder in there, so it looks kind of defensive. Maybe they're playing it cautious in this first leg, but this is huge. We can take a lead back to Craven Cottage. I don't know, Craven Cottage. But if we can take a lead back to Craven Cottage, that would be fantastic. You know, we really need to take the initiative in this first leg. But Fulham are going to kick us off in this playoff semi-final. Of course, no matter what happens in this tie, we will be in Europe next season due to winning the Capital One Cup. So I've already said that I think it's really important that we do get promoted this season, due to the fact that we're going to be playing in Europa League this season. But we've got an early chance. Callum Wilson, after just 30 seconds, through on goal, and in the form he's in, you kind of would have expected him to bury that ball straight at Bettinelli. But as I said, I feel like getting promotion this season is really important, because the amount of games that we're going to be having to play next season due to the Europa League, if we get to, say, the group stage, is going to be crazy. But Fulham have got a corner, and Wardrow's hit home after just 3 minutes. We find ourselves behind in the first leg of this semi-final after Callum Wilson had a fantastic chance. A lot of early action in this game, but you could say we should have been 1-0 up, and we've found ourselves a goal behind. Not too much happening though since that goal. Hopefully we can find an equaliser soon. I really want us to get a win in this one. We've got a corner ourselves. Charlie Daniels whips in the ball. Callum Wilson's in there, but it's headed out, and Fulham could counter on us now. They've got men flurrying forward. Hoogland, if he finds a pass, we're in trouble, but It was a poor ball, and we regain the possession through Steve Cook there. Fraser on the ball, doesn't manage to find the pass, and wow, I'm not saying that again. Christensen, they've got some really hard names to say, haven't they? Fulham. Woodrow, though, that's a lot easier to say on the ball. Christensen on now. Fulham, if they take a 2-goal lead here, we're really going to be in trouble. We do manage to get it clear. Fulham looks so dangerous on the counter-attack. Got a lot of young players. I mean, in real life, they've kind of really focused on youth this season. Shipped out a lot of the failures from the relegation, from the Premier League team, and drafted in a lot of younger players. But in this game at the moment, we're really struggling. Matt Ritchie on the ball kind of dallies on it for too long and gets dispossessed. But Callum Wilson's been played in. Callum Wilson makes it 1-1. And there is hope in this tie, as Callum Wilson, played in by Danny Wilson, makes it 1-1. And those are the kind of situations where we can really utilise Callum Wilson. He's pace, getting him in behind the centre-backs, getting defenders facing their own goal. They can't deal with him at times. He's just unplayable at times. But he's, again, the long ball played up to him, but well defended there by the Fulham centre-backs. Woodrow spending too long on the ball. He's dispossessed. Matt Ritchie, can he find the pass? He hasn't really got too many options. He goes for the shot, and it's just over the bar. You can see we didn't really get the support to him there, and he's not having a great game. But I'll tell the players to keep their heads up. And I might go a little bit more attacking, actually, in this second half. Let's try and get another goal. Try and get a winner in this one. Of course, there's still 45 minutes to play, but I really want us to get a hold of this game and take the game to Fulham. I'm going to push up the highlight speed just a little bit. Let's quicken up the game just a touch there. But not long after the restart, not much happening in the second half. Possibly a chance coming here, though. Woodrow on the ball for Fulham. We seem to be backing off of him. He's gone straight past our whole defence. Got him way too easily there. We just allowed him to drift past and get, attempted a cross, but well defended. But a ball pumped forward. Callum Wilson's there. Can he use his pace to get behind? He does. Takes on one man. Takes on two. Oh, and he threw on goal. He should have been burying that. He'd done the hard part, taking on the two defenders. We just couldn't find the finish. Callum Wilson really had two brilliant chances in this game. Scored one, of course. He's got the ball again here. Seems to be crowded out, but he finds the pass to Fraser. Simon Francis now on the ball into Harry Arter. Andrew Sermon now to Matt Ritchie. Not much support. Looks like he probably will go for a long range shot. He does. Falls straight into the hand of Bettinelli. We're really struggling when Matt Ritchie gets on the ball. He's got no options. I'm thinking to go two up top at this point. I'm going to change the formation and make some changes. Josh Murphy's had literally no influence on this game so far, but I'll move Fraser to the left. I'll bring Matt Ritchie out to the right. Switch him to a wide playmaker. Set to attack. And then we'll bring on Craig Davis up front. And what I'll also do is I'll change our passing to more direct. And let's see if we can use possibly Craig Davis's aerial ability, or Callum Wilson's pace to get him behind a little bit more. You've seen on a couple of occasions where we've got the ball over the top. That's how we created our equalising goal. Ball over the top into Callum Wilson, and he put the ball in the back of the net. But just a bit over half an hour to go in this one now. Still 1-1 in this semi-final. Of course, as I said, I want us to kind of get a winner in this one to take a lead back to Craven Cottage. If we don't, it's going to be very, very difficult to go to Craven Cottage and get a result. Such a difficult place to go to, but the clock is ticking down and nothing's happening. No highlights to talk about. 3 minutes left. It looks like this one's going to play out, and Fulham may have got a draw. This will be a fantastic result for Fulham, but maybe one last chance. Callum Wilson with a terrible, terrible ball. Of course, we want him on the end of those balls, not put him in the box. But maybe there may be, possibly another chance as the highlight does continue. Carl Scoos plays it into Brian Ruiz. Woodrow got no support, but again, he's just going to run at our back four. He's had quite a lot of joy doing that. I mean, look, we're just not putting any tackles. What is going on there? Ruiz gets a shot in, but it's blocked by the defender. The way we're just allowing Woodrow so much time and space on the ball, you would think we're winning the game 4-0. Again, he's through, but Danny Wilson deals with it. Just seconds to go. It probably will be that. You know, we've had the better. We've been the better of the two sides. If you look at the stats, I mean, if you go off the stats, sorry, 18 shots to Fulham's 8, but the game ends. It's full time at the Gold Stand Stadium. In this playoff first leg, we draw 1-1 with Fulham, which means I'm not quite sure if away goals count in the playoffs. I'm pretty sure they don't. So that's one positive for us, I guess. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop the video here, and I'll join you guys for the second leg of the playoff semi-finals against Fulham at Craven Cottage. So I'll see you guys then. So here we are, guys. A few days has passed and we are now ready to go to war with Fulham once again in this playoff semi-finals. Made a few changes from that first leg. Of course, you may notice that I've gone back to 4-4-2. Probably should have gone with it in the first leg. Looking back now, you know, we should have gone more attacking in that first leg. Played with one up top, and you know, we kind of struggled in terms of creating clear-cut chances. But I've gone with 4-4-2, and I've also made some, you know, changes in terms of personnel and some possibly surprising ones. You may notice that I've dropped Matt Ritchie from the team, which is kind of maybe a bit of a shock. I mean, he is one of our high-rated players. He's been, in terms of the average rating, and in terms of, you know, just his overall ability, he's one of our better players. But since he's come back from that long injury he suffered earlier on in the season, he's just not been the same. And I'm not sure if it's, you know, just him taking time to get back into his groove. But in such an important game, I can't afford to be having really underperforming players. You can see in his last 5 games, he's has had an average rating of 6.68. which is not good enough. I've also dropped Jacob Murphy. He struggled in the last game as well in the first leg. Fitness is not great as well at this moment in time. So Mark Pugh's come in on the left wing for Jacob Murphy, and we've brought in Craig Davis in place for Matt Ritchie. Of course, Craig Davis will play up front in that 4-4-2 system. So apart from that, same team from the first leg. Of course, 1-1 from that game, which gives Fulham the advantage really going into this one. They are the home team in this leg, so they'll be confident that they can progress after that draw in the first leg. But you know, we've pulled off a lot of shocks this season. Of course, looks like Fulham, as well. They've gone for a change in system. Then the first leg, they kind of played a bit of a defensive 4-1-4-1 system. They've gone with a 4-4-2 diamond in this one. A lot more attacking. Hugo Rodriguez, has come into the team up front with Ross McCormack, and then with Brian Ruiz behind them. That's a really deadly attacking combination. Fulham, of course, doing really well this season, finished in 3rd in the league, and will be looking to progress into the playoffs and get back into the Premier League at the first time of asking. But hopefully we can deny them that opportunity by winning this game and booking another place at Wembley. Of course, it would be our second appearance at Wembley this season, but this is the second leg kicking off now. Massive game for the club. Will be huge if we could get to another Wembley final. A lot of work to be done in this leg, though, if we do want to progress in the tie. Early corner from Ross McCormack for Fulham, but possibly a break on. We're breaking away. Who's that on the ball? It's Ryan Fraser. Can he pick out a pass? He gets tackled, but it falls to Callum Wilson. Callum Wilson plays it to Harry Arter into Craig Davis, and Craig Davis makes it 1-0 after 4 minutes. The change in system has worked early on. Craig Davis, drafted in from the bench, has put us 1-0 ahead. Fantastic start. Of course, we went behind really early in the first leg, but we're the one that are taking an early lead, and hopefully we can push on and get a second, but we've given the ball away here. Vossa into Brian Ruiz. Good tackle by Andrew Sermon. Charlie Daniels on the ball. Plays it back to Mark Pugh. He hasn't really got any options, but he finds Andrew Sermon. Harry Arter, very uncharacteristic, like loses the ball in midfield. Fulham don't manage to create a chance from that, but they've still got the possession and will be looking to push forward. But Callum Wilson, can we break away again? Unfortunately stopped in his tracks, but with the likes of Callum Wilson, we've got real options on the break. Here we go again. Callum Wilson into Craig Davis. And Craig Davis with a fantastic opportunity to put us 2-0 in the lead in this tie. But we've started off brilliantly. This is the perfect start to the game. Simon Francis whips in the ball. Mark Hughes there. Callum Wilson follows it in and puts us 2-0 ahead. I wasn't really expecting this kind of start. We've come out flying in the first 15 minutes of the game. 2-0 up, of course, still a long way to go. But I couldn't have asked for a better start in this game. The two strikers have been brilliant. Just the all-round play of the team so far has been fantastic. Fully deserving of the 2-0 lead. And the boys have come good in this first half so far. About 5 minutes left to go in the first half. Fulham haven't really offered too much in terms of an attacking threat. But hopefully that's not me jinxing it there. But yeah, they haven't at all. You know, we haven't seen a dangerous attack from Fulham yet. But we've got the ball again. Simon Francis, if he can whip in the ball, he does. Callum Wilson's there, but Callum Wilson is offside. Callum Wilson, I didn't actually catch that. How many goals he's on now? Is it 35 or 36? Just unbelievable goal scoring season for him. Of course, his first season at the club. But both strikers getting on the score sheet in this first half just told the players to keep up how they're doing. I couldn't have asked, as I said, for any more in that first half. Just want them to carry on, you know, performing in the way they did in the first half. And we will be going to Wembley again if that happens. But Fulham have a corner here. Roberts with the header just wide. Artur Buric's loan is ending, and I'm not actually sure when it's ending. Hopefully it's not before the playoff finals, because we really need him. I mean, I think he's played pretty much every game this season for us. Been such a fantastic keeper, and he's leaving on a free transfer from Southampton. So there may be a possibility that we can get him on a free transfer depending on his wages, because we're already paying 19k on his wages. So hopefully his demands are not too much, but we could be on the break again. Callum Wilson plays in Craig Davis. He's through on goal. Gets the shot away, but it's blocked by the centre-back, and we're still creating chances, which is good. Half an hour to go. We're still looking dangerous. Steve Cook got in there. The ball nodded on from Danny Wilson. Defending really well as well. Danny Wilson, obviously. Tommy Elphick is injured at the moment. He's in there. But I may look to make some changes soon to freshen up the team. As Fulham possibly with a chance, but well won in midfield again. Craig Davis, we've done really well at getting numbers forward. I mean, Fulham are kind of chucking everything at it, and it's now allowing us, to get a lot of bodies forward. But Fulham have poured one back through the youngster Patrick Roberts, and that's going to make this last 20 minutes nervous. I'm kind of tempted to shut up shop now, but maybe a little bit too early. I'll wait till it gets to 8 minutes. Come on. Ryan Fraser's picked up a knock. I'm going to pause it here. And it's time to make some changes in the game. Jacob Murphy will come on. His pace will be, very good on the break. You've seen so many times we've been able to break on Fulham. But I'm going to change the tactics also. Go defensive. Waste time. Be more disciplined. Let's try and shut this game out now. We're so close. Of course, if Fulham score now, it will take it to extra time, as I believe away goals do not come into play in the Championship playoffs. Or the playoffs, sorry. But not long to go now. Just a few minutes left. Ball pumped forward by Artur Buric. Jacob Murphy does win it. Craig Davis is in. Can he kill it off? He gets the shot away. But that number 6 has been there so many times to get in a last-ditch block. Who is that? Who is that? Bodurov. He's been there so many times to get the last-ditch block in. It's really nervy last few minutes now. Can we hold out? This would be huge to go to Craven Cottage and win. I think we drew there in the league. We didn't beat Fulham at all in the league this season. They beat us at home, and we drew in the league at Craven Cottage. So to go there and get a win. Harry Arter had a fantastic game in the centre of the park. The two strikers as well. But seconds to go in the second leg. Possibly one last chance for Fulham. Hopefully not. Ross McCormack's running out of back four, but Steve Cook deals with it. And there is the full-time whistle at Craven Cottage. Bournemouth are on their way to Wembley once again, as we've come out victorious in the playoff semi-finals against Fulham. Wow, what a victory. We came out the blocks flying. Craig Davis after 4 minutes taking the lead. And then Callum Wilson on 14 minutes. Of course, Patrick Roberts did pull one back for Fulham. But we managed to hold out for the 3-2 win on aggregate. And who will we be playing in the final? Let's have a look. I'm pretty sure it's Borough, but I'm not 100% sure. Where is it? Who have we got? Let's have a look. So yeah, Borough. We will be playing Middlesbrough in the final of the playoffs. Another trip to Wembley, as I said, for Bournemouth, second time in the season. It's going to be a tough game, but I'd rather come up against Middlesbrough, if I'm being honest, just purely for the fact that if Blackburn have got through, they've got Jordan Rhodes, and you can see 32 goals this season from Jordan Rhodes. I'd rather not face him, but I'll take anyone. We're more than a match for anyone in this division, and it will be Middlesbrough, our opponents in the final. I did say in the previous episode that if we got to the final, I would cover all the games in one episode, but I think that would be a bit too long of an episode, so I'm going to cut the episode short here, and I'm going to bring you back for the Championship Player Finals to see if we can secure promotion to the Premier League in my first season at the club, to wrap up a memorable season for myself and the club. I'm going to leave it here for now. If you like the episode, please do leave it a thumbs up. As I say, you know, it really does help me a lot. And again, as I always say, thank you for all your support on these videos. I really appreciate it. But I'll see you for the playoff finals. It's been the Halfback, and I'll see you guys in a bit.